double quick! Forward! March!
The American Civil War was a pivotal moment in the nation's history from 1861 to 1865. A brutal and devastating conflict that pitted brother against brother and left an indelible mark on the country's psyche. While we've all seen the familiar images of battlefields and leaders, there are countless stories and perspectives that have been overlooked or omitted from the historical books. In this exploration, we'll delve into the rare and lesser-known photographs of the American Civil War, uncovering the hidden visual narratives that have been excluded from history books. Join us as we shed light on photos of the American Civil War that have been banned from history books and uncover a fresh perspective on this pivotal moment in American history. Union prisoners taking their ration from Andersonville Prison, Georgia. Imagine standing at the main gate of Andersonville Prison, witnessing a sea of weary faces gathered in front of the Confederate Settlers Building and Stockade, all united in their quest for survival. On August 17, 1864, this photograph captured the stark reality of 33,000 prisoners relying on meager rations to survive. Among the diverse prison population at Andersonville were American Indians, African Americans, men from far-flung nations, and 2 women, all united in their struggle. The prison's harsh conditions have stripped them of their identities, leaving only the shared quest for basic necessities: shelter, clothing, food, water, and medical care. The unsanitary conditions have taken their toll, causing ailments and malnutrition to be rampant, coupled with the lack of food and water, which serves as a constant, gnawing presence, leaving many on the brink of death. In this desolate landscape, the distribution of rations is a fleeting moment of hope. Yet even this meager sustenance is a cruel reminder of their captivity. The portions are barely enough to sustain them, leaving many to succumb to the merciless conditions. As you take in this powerful image, remember the resilience of the human spirit, even in the darkest of times. Though Andersonville Prison was a place of unimaginable suffering, it also stands as a testament to the strength and solidarity of those who endured its horrors. Execution of Henry Wirz. This haunting photograph captures the somber moment of Henry Wirz's execution in November 1865, a man whose name became synonymous with the darkest chapter of the American Civil War. As the commandant of Andersonville Prison, Wirz oversaw a camp where 13,000 Union soldiers suffered and died in unimaginable conditions. The harsh realities of war were etched on the faces of the men who survived, and the weight of their suffering ultimately fell on Wirz's shoulders. His trial and execution sparked debate about guilt, responsibility, and the true cost of war. Washington, District of Columbia. Officers of the 3rd Regiment, Massachusetts Heavy Artillery. In the midst of chaos and destruction, a sense of pride and unity stands tall. This photograph, frozen in time, shows us the mighty artillery of the 3rd Regiment, Massachusetts, a testament to the bravery and strength of the men who served. 15 men, each standing tall, exude a sense of camaraderie and purpose, their faces etched with a mix of determination and fatigue. The 3rd Massachusetts Volunteer Heavy Artillery Regiment was more than just a unit. It was a family of 94 officers and 1,803 enlisted men who came together to fight for a common cause, leaving behind loved ones and familiar lives. From January 1863 to September 26, 1865, they served with honor, enduring the harsh realities of war, with only 2 officers and 39 enlisted men succumbing to disease or accident, but none falling in battle. This photograph is a poignant reminder of their sacrifice and dedication, a tribute to the enduring spirit of unity and strength that defined their time in service. It's a glimpse into the lives of ordinary men who did extraordinary things, and a reminder of the power of unity in the face of adversity. President Lincoln at the battlefield of Antietam. This iconic photo, taken by Alexander Gardner on October 3, 1862, captures a significant moment in American history. President Abraham Lincoln, recognizable by his tall stature and signature top hat, stands beside a chair, engaged in a serious conversation with General George McClellan and a group of Union Army officers outside a tent at Antietam, Maryland. The president's visit was a crucial moment in the war, as he urged McClellan to take decisive action against the Confederate Army. The tension is palpable in this moment, frozen in time, as the fate of the nation hangs precariously in the balance. Lincoln's presence was a clear message of support and encouragement, but also a reminder of the urgency of the situation. USS Sassacus. During the American Civil War, giant vessels charted the course of battle as massive boats and ironclads ruled the waves, ferrying troops and supplies across treacherous waters. And one of these giant vessels is the USS Sassacus. This incredibly rare photo, taken in 1862 during the tumultuous American Civil War, offers a glimpse into the storied past of the wooden steamer, which served in the United States Navy from 1863 to 1865. The USS Sassacus played a pivotal role in the war, patrolling the outer blockade of Wilmington, North Carolina, and intercepting Confederate ships off Cape Lookout shoals with unwavering vigilance. Its impressive service record includes participation in several pivotal battles, such as the attacks on Fort Fisher in December 1864 and January 1865, and operations against Forts Anderson and Strong on the Cape Fear River in February 1865. Following the war, the USS Sassacus was decommissioned and sold to John Roach on August 28, 1868, marking the end of an era for this historic vessel. Tennessee State Capitol Building in Nashville. In the heart of Nashville, a photo of a majestic building can be seen, its historic walls bearing witness to the trials and triumphs of a nation torn apart. This is a captivating snapshot of the Tennessee State Capitol Building, taken in 1864. You might be astonished to discover that this breathtaking Greek Revival-style building, masterfully designed by William Strickland, played an important and surprising role in the American Civil War. Not only was it the sole state capital to be fortified and repurposed as a military base, but it was also meticulously transformed into a formidable fortress, earning the nickname Fort Andrew Johnson. The addition of 14 pieces of artillery, earthworks, palisades, and barricades rendered it a secure and strategic hub for Union forces. But that's not all. The Capitol building and its expansive grounds served a multitude of purposes: a quarters for weary soldiers, offices for high-ranking Union officers, and even a meeting place for courts-martial. Citizens could also take the oath of allegiance within its storied walls, making it a true nerve center of activity and a testament to the state's complex, tumultuous past. Rebel works in front of Atlanta, Georgia. Beyond the veil of time, this historic photograph takes us to a revolutionary year, offering us a poignant moment during the Civil War. This impactful image showcases the rebel work in front of Atlanta, Georgia. In the midst of the American Civil War, Confederate sappers meticulously constructed artillery emplacements to safeguard the approaches to Atlanta. This particular fortification, overlooking Peachtree Street, played a crucial role in the Battle of Atlanta on July 22, 1864. As Union forces, led by the fearless William Tecumseh Sherman, launched a relentless campaign to capture the vital rail and supply hub of Atlanta, Confederate forces under John Bell Hood fought valiantly to defend their ground. Despite their efforts, the Union Army emerged victorious, overwhelming the Confederate defenses and securing a pivotal win in the war. This stereograph offers a rare glimpse into the aftermath of the battle, with Union soldiers standing proudly beside mounted cannons within a captured Confederate fort, possibly keeping watch for any remaining threats. The photo serves as a poignant reminder of the intense struggle that took place on the outskirts of Atlanta, shaping the course of American history. Fortification of Yorktown, Virginia. From this unique vantage point, we gaze upon a soldier sitting atop a sandbag fortification, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the soldiers who fought on these hallowed grounds. But this is no ordinary fortification. It's part of the Warwick Line, a defensive system masterminded by Confederate General John Magruder to counter the formidable Union forces led by General George McClellan during the American Civil War. Stretching an impressive 12 miles from Yorktown to the Warwick River and then winding downstream to Lee's Mill, before veering westward to Skiff's Creek, this elaborate defense system was a marvel of military engineering. The line's eastern anchor was a strategically placed 4-gun battery at Mulberry Island Point, where the James and Warwick rivers converge, providing a secure foothold against the enemy's advances. As we take in this scene, we're reminded of the cunning and determination that defined the conflict, and the soldiers who fought tirelessly to protect their positions, often against overwhelming odds. Union Field Hospital. Here is a chilling image that captures the harsh realities of war, revealing a makeshift field hospital where wounded soldiers sit and lie on the ground. Some receive care from dedicated doctors and nurses who work tirelessly to save lives despite the limited medical knowledge of the time. Among the wounded are members of the 16th New York Infantry, their straw hats a distinctive marker of their unit, which fought bravely at Gaines's Mill on June 27, 1862. Tragically, many were captured when Confederate forces overtook the area during the Battle of Savage's Station on June 29, 1862. The medical challenges were daunting, with amputation a frequent and often deadly necessity and the constant threat of infection looming over every patient. Yet despite these overwhelming obstacles, the medical staff did their utmost to provide care and comfort. Their selflessness and compassion were a beacon of hope amidst the chaos and devastation of war. The shocking photo of Whipped Peter. A single image can convey a powerful message. The 1863 photograph of Whipped Peter, an enslaved man who escaped to freedom, is a stark example. His severely scarred back, bearing the brutal marks of a near-fatal whipping, sparked a nationwide outcry against the atrocities of slavery. Peter's journey to freedom began in March 1863, when he arrived at a Union encampment in Baton Rouge. During his enslavement on a Louisiana plantation owned by John and Bridget Lyons, Peter suffered not only the dehumanizing effects of slavery, but also a savage whipping that left his back with a horrific constellation of scars. When he joined the Union Army, Peter courageously exposed his scars during a medical examination, revealing the shocking reality of slavery's brutality. This haunting image galvanized thousands of white Americans to join the abolitionist movement, fueling the fight against slavery during the Civil War. An island church on Smith's Plantation, located on John Joyner Smith's plantation on Port Royal, this humble island church, photographed around 1865, stands as a poignant reminder of the complex history of slavery and faith. Sadly, this sacred building was destroyed before the turn of the century, erasing a tangible connection to the past. Yet its legacy lives on. This modest structure likely served as a place of worship for enslaved individuals who found solace and strength in their shared faith. Such buildings were often referred to as praise houses, simple yet vibrant spaces where slaves could express their spirituality and find comfort in community. Interestingly, some plantation masters, who viewed Christianity as a stabilizing influence over their enslaved workers, constructed these buildings. However, over time, these praise houses evolved into powerful symbols of resistance and resilience, becoming crucial hubs for leadership and community among freed African Americans. They played a significant role in fostering a sense of unity and purpose, helping to lay the groundwork for the fight against oppression and the pursuit of equality. A picture of Allan Pinkerton on horseback. Take a close look at this photograph, taken on the Antietam battlefield in 1862. It shows Allan Pinkerton, a man with a unique blend of skills and experience on horseback. Unlike the military officers surrounding him, Pinkerton wasn't a career soldier. Instead, he was a Scottish-American cooper turned abolitionist, detective, and spy. He's best known for founding the Pinkerton National Detective Agency, the first of its kind in the United States, and for his claim to have foiled a plot to assassinate President-elect Abraham Lincoln in 1861. During the Civil War, Pinkerton put his skills to use providing military intelligence to the Union Army, specifically General George McClellan's Army of the Potomac. However, his estimates of enemy troop strength were later found to be wildly inaccurate, which would prove to be a significant issue. After the war, Pinkerton's agents took on a new role, that of strikebreakers. They played a significant role in breaking labor strikes, most notably during the Great Railroad Strike of 1877. This role would become a lasting legacy of the Pinkerton Agency, continuing even after Pinkerton's own death. This photograph offers a glimpse into the fascinating story of a man who navigated the complexities of war, espionage, and labor disputes. Federal ironclad USS Galena. This rare and captivating photo of the USS Galena, taken in 1862, speaks volumes to millions, whisking us away to a transformative time in the nation's history. As we gaze upon the sailors standing proudly on the deck of this federal ironclad, we're reminded of the bravery and sacrifice that defined the Civil War era. The James River, Virginia, serves as a haunting backdrop. Its tranquil waters are a stark contrast to the turmoil that ravaged the nation. The USS Galena, a wooden-hulled broadside ironclad, was more than just a warship. It was a symbol of hope and freedom, supporting Union forces during the Peninsula Campaign in 1862. Yet its vulnerability was exposed during the Battle of Drury's Bluff, where its thin armor proved no match for Confederate firepower. This poignant image resonates deeply, inviting us to reflect on the human cost of war and the resilience of those who fought for a unified future. As we look into the faces of these sailors, we're reminded that behind every historic event, there are countless stories of courage, struggle, and devotion. Contrabands at headquarters of General Lafayette. This snapshot, taken around May 1862, provides a unique window into the lives of slaves during the Civil War. In front of General Lafayette's headquarters at Allen's farmhouse near Williamsburg Road, a group of African-American refugees, known as contrabands, gather with Union soldiers. The term contrabands, coined by General Benjamin Butler, referred to escaped slaves who sought freedom behind Union lines. This powerful image, captured by renowned American photographer Matthew Brady, showcases 3 slave men and 2 women who dared to escape the shackles of slavery. As we gaze upon their faces, we sense a mix of emotions: hope, fear, and determination. The presence of Union soldiers standing alongside these brave individuals signifies a beacon of protection and freedom. This historic photograph, entered into the Congressional Record in 1862, serves as a constant reminder of the complex and tumultuous journey towards emancipation and equality. The Battle of Antietam. The devastating aftermath of the Battle of Antietam is laid bare in this haunting photograph, taken in the wake of the bloodiest day in American history. On September 17, 1862, the tranquil fields and woods surrounding Sharpsburg, Maryland, became a battleground, claiming the lives of over 22,700 Union and Confederate soldiers in a single fateful day. The stark image shows Confederate dead lined up by a fence along the Hagerstown Turnpike, a poignant reminder of the human cost of war and the devastating toll it takes on families, communities, and the nation as a whole. This battle marked a grim milestone, the first time American war dead were photographed, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's collective memory and forever changing the way we confront the harsh realities of conflict. As we gaze upon this somber scene, we're forced to confront the brutal truth of war's destruction, the sacrifices made by those who fought, and the enduring impact on the lives lost and forever changed. The photograph serves as a powerful testament to the importance of remembering and learning from our history, lest we forget the lessons of the past. Union soldiers preparing for Chancellorsville War. Imagine the tense moments before battle as soldiers huddle in the trenches, their hearts racing with anticipation and their minds consumed by the uncertainty of what lies ahead. The haunting scene unfolded in Petersburg, Virginia, amidst the brutal American Civil War, where tension and destiny entwined like the branches of a twisted vine. The Battle of Chancellorsville, a pivotal clash, etched itself in history from April 30th to May 6, 1863, as General Robert Lee's bold strategy defied the odds. With unwavering confidence, he led his army into a daring face-off against the formidable Union General Joseph Hooker's Army of the Potomac, a force twice their size. Lee's tactical genius split his army in 2, catching the enemy off guard and executing a masterful flanking maneuver that left the Union Army reeling. This masterstroke secured a resounding victory for the Confederacy, but at a steep price: the mortal wounding of revered General Thomas "Stonewall" Jackson, a loss deeply felt by the Confederate forces. The Battle of Chancellorsville remains Lee's most celebrated triumph, a testament to his unwavering courage, military brilliance, and unshakable resolve, forever cementing his place in the annals of history. Union soldier Francis Brownell, wearing a Zouave uniform. Meet Private Francis Edwin Brownell, a paragon of bravery and loyalty, whose unwavering dedication to his unit and country would earn him a place in the annals of history. This captivating stereograph captures Brownell's unyielding spirit as he stands proudly in his Zouave uniform, bayoneted musket in hand, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. But what sets this image apart is the poignant black crepe tied to his left arm, a somber tribute to his fallen commander, Colonel Elmer Ellsworth. It was Ellsworth's tragic death that ignited Brownell's unrelenting quest for justice, driving him to avenge his colonel's killing at the hands of James Jackson. With unflinching courage, Brownell took down his colonel's assassin, becoming the first hero of the Civil War and earning the newly minted Medal of Honor. This remarkable act of valor not only cemented Brownell's status as a Union hero, but also set the tone for a war that would test the mettle of a nation. The ravaged remains of Richmond, Virginia, 1865. This heart-wrenching photograph captures the devastating aftermath of war, a stark reminder of its destructive power. In the ruins of Richmond's burnt district, Two soldiers and three young boys stand amidst the rubble, surrounded by piles of cannonballs, a grim testament to the conflict's brutal toll. The once thriving commercial districts, now reduced to smoldering ashes, bear witness to the senseless destruction that spread like wildfire as the government collapsed and chaos reigned. The weary inhabitants of Richmond, their faces etched with exhaustion and despair, search for loved ones, combing through the ashes for scraps of what's left. This poignant scene serves as a stark reminder of the terror and devastation wrought by war, a conflict that leaves only ruin and heartache in its wake. The cannonballs, once instruments of war, now lie still, a haunting symbol of the devastating consequences of conflict. The boys, once full of life and promise, now stand amidst the ruins, their futures uncertain, their lives forever changed by the ravages of war. USS Cairo ironclad. Take a look at this incredible piece of history, the USS Cairo. This ironclad gunboat was a game changer during the American Civil War, playing a crucial role in several key battles. Notice the unique design of the Cairo, with its casemate ironclad construction. This made it a formidable force on the water, capable of withstanding enemy fire while dishing out its own brand of destruction. The Cairo was the lead ship of its class, and its impressive size and firepower made it a valuable asset to the Union forces. In June 1862, it captured the Confederate garrison of Fort Pillow on the Mississippi River, paving the way for Union forces to occupy Memphis. That was a huge win for the North. But Cairo's most notable moment came in December 1862, when it became the first ship ever to be sunk by a mine remotely detonated by hand. That's right, Cairo was sunk by a mine that was set off by a Confederate soldier, marking a new era in naval warfare. Today, you can see the remains of the USS Cairo at Vicksburg National Military Park, along with a museum showcasing its weapons and naval stores. It's an incredible piece of history that's definitely worth checking out. Here's our subscriber pick for the day. As we delve into the archives of history, a poignant photograph from the American Civil War, banned from history books, emerges, challenging us to confront the harsh realities of war. Taken by John Reiki in April 1865, this image captures a group of African Americans collecting the bones of soldiers killed in battle during General Ulysses Grant's 1864 Virginia Overland Campaign. The photograph, titled "A Burial Party on the Battlefield of Cold Harbor," forces us to confront the brutality and devastation wrought by the Civil War. In the foreground, an African American squatting near a stretcher filled with skulls, bones, and decaying limbs underscores the magnitude of the task at hand, a grim but necessary job to ensure the fallen receive a proper burial. As we gaze upon this haunting image, we're compelled to consider the emotions it evokes and the stories it tells about the human cost of war. What emotions does this photograph evoke in you? How do you think the African Americans in this image felt about their task? What does this photograph reveal about the human cost of war? Share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation and uncover the unseen stories of history together. Wilmer McLean and his family. This evocative photograph captures the McLean family gathered on the front porch of their humble home, a scene steeped in history and poignancy, as it was here that the fate of a nation was forever altered. The year was 1865, and the surrender of General Robert Lee's Army of Northern Virginia to General Ulysses Grant's Army of the Potomac had just taken place within the very walls of this unassuming residence, marking the beginning of the end of the devastating Civil War that had ravaged the United States for 4 long years. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated, as it was here, in the front parlor of Wilmer McLean's home, nestled outside Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia, that the course of American history was forever changed. The surrender of Lee's army set in motion a chain of events that would ultimately lead to the reunification of a nation torn apart by conflict and division. The story of Wilmer McLean's home is one of cruel irony and fate's unpredictability. In a bid to escape the war's chaos, McLean rented out his house and relocated hundreds of miles away, only to have his home become the unlikely epicenter of the war's final act. Photos of Confederate President Jefferson Davis. This photograph, taken by the renowned American photographer Matthew Brady, captures the likeness of Jefferson Davis, the sole president of the Confederate States of America, the nation formed in 1861 by the secession of 11 southern states from the United States of America. Born on the Mississippi frontier, Davis rose to prominence as a graduate of the United States Military Academy at West Point and later became a wealthy slaveholding landowner. As president, Davis worked diligently, but his leadership was overshadowed by that of his northern counterpart, Abraham Lincoln, who excelled in rallying the public and navigating the complexities of the Civil War. Following the war, Davis faced treason charges, although he was never tried, and spent 2 years imprisoned at Fort Monroe, Virginia. This image is part of an extraordinary album of Civil War-era portraits compiled by Emperor Pedro II of Brazil, a photography enthusiast and collector. The album showcases Brady's exceptional skill in capturing the essence of his subjects, including Davis, whose legacy remains a significant chapter in American history. Photo of Abraham Lincoln at Gettysburg National Cemetery. Let's take a closer look at this extraordinary photograph, taken on a pivotal day in American history. Here we see President Abraham Lincoln seated in the center, facing the camera, surrounded by his entourage. This is one of only 2 confirmed photos of Lincoln taken at Gettysburg, and it's a rare glimpse into a momentous occasion. To Lincoln's right stands Ward Hill Lamon, his loyal bodyguard. The photograph was taken around noon on November 19, 1863, just hours before Lincoln would deliver one of the most iconic speeches in American history, the Gettysburg Address. The Battle of Gettysburg, fought 4.5 months prior, was the bloodiest battle of the Civil War, with over 50,000 casualties. The dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery, where Lincoln would speak, was a solemn occasion to honor the fallen Union soldiers. Lincoln's speech, which began with the now famous words, "407 years ago," would go on to redefine the purpose of the war and reaffirm the principles of equality and liberty upon which the United States was founded. It's a speech that has become an integral part of American identity and a testament to Lincoln's exceptional leadership. First wagon train entering Petersburg. This stereograph captures a historic moment in 1865, as the first Union wagon train enters Petersburg, Virginia, bringing much-needed provisions after the Confederate forces were forced to abandon the city. The photograph shows the wagon train making its way along a road lined with houses and churches. Petersburg, a crucial city in the Confederacy, had been the site of intense trench warfare for 9 months. Its strategic location made it a key target for the Union Army, which sought to capture the Confederate capital of Richmond. With a pre-war population of over 18,000, Petersburg was the second largest city in Virginia and the 7th largest in the Confederacy. Notably, the city had the highest percentage of free African Americans, with over 3,000 free blacks residing there, attracted by opportunities in industries and trades. The arrival of the Union wagon train marked a new era for Petersburg, as the city transitioned from a stronghold of the Confederacy to a hub of Union activity. This image serves as a poignant reminder of the city's complex history and its significance in the American Civil War. Lincoln Funeral at Pennsylvania Avenue. As we conclude our journey through the annals of American history, we find ourselves at a poignant moment: the heart-wrenching funeral of Abraham Lincoln. On April 19, 1865, the nation's capital came to a standstill as throngs of mourners converged upon Pennsylvania Avenue, their faces etched with sorrow, to bid a final farewell to the fallen leader. The somber procession, which bore Lincoln's remains from the White House to the U.S. Capitol, was a testament to the profound impact of his assassination on the American people. The crowds, a sea of people, stood in reverence, some with heads bowed, others with tears streaming down their cheeks, as they paid their respects to the man who had guided the nation through its darkest hour. This photograph captures the essence of a nation in mourning, a people united in their grief as they said goodbye to the leader who had given his life for the principles of freedom and unity. The scene is a powerful reminder of the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the profound impact his passing had on Americans. Thanks for coming. See you in our next video.